In the house! You're surrounded! If you don't walk out that door unarmed in 10 seconds, we open fire! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last chance! Okay! Perforate it, boys!
Monsieur Hercule Poirot is a personal friend of mine. He has done a great service of the most secret and international importance to the government of Turkey. Now, he is suddenly summoned by the Prime Minister himself to return to Great Britain at once. I dined with him only last evening and promised him that I, Marcel Bourg, director of the train company, assure these friends passage aboard this evening's train. Take my friend Poirot in charge, Mademoiselle Marceau. Secure a compartment of the highest comfort and see to his every wish. This office is depending upon you. Succeed, and I will consider the application for promotion you place on my desk week after week. Fail, and satisfy yourself with the position of clerk for the few short days you will remain in my employ.
Monsieur Poirot? All right, Antoinette. Here at last is the chance you've been waiting for. Your fate is in your own hands. Monsieur Poirot?
This fool tries to sell me a cleaver with no style or grace. Tell him which is the better cleaver for the hacking of meat.
Please, let me pass.
Answer my question. Tonight's meal depends upon it. Nothing is more important than that.
The cleaver in your right hand.
This inferior piece of stamped metal! You are a fool!
The cleaver in your left hand.
At last you arrive. Obviously you know nothing of cooking. This is indeed the finest forged German steel.
Monsieur Poirot?
Now see here, Foscarelli, I've done my fair share of traveling. I'll tell you, Kataya tiles are the finest made in Turkey.
And I tell you, it is the enamel tiles from Iznik. These are the oldest and the most beautiful of the Ottoman Empire.
Well, they are quite impressive, to be sure, but the Kataya tiles are more beautiful. I'm sure there are examples sold here in this bazaar that would prove my point.
Gentlemen, please, may I get by?
What have we here?
Young lady, settle the dispute. You know the famous enameled ceramics?
Yes, of course, I live in Istanbul, but...
We have to wait here for our porter. Find us an example of a Kataya tile.
And an iznik.
Just borrow them for a second. No need to buy any.
I don't have time for this.
Then permit us to continue the debate without you.
Boxes of tea from Turkey and Ceylon, herbal teas and thick, dark Turkish coffee.
Ah, she returns. Perhaps now we can settle this.
Did you bring us a Kataya?
Or an iznik?
Not yet.
Well, please return once you have.
Well, I'll just borrow this, but I must return it promptly. That doesn't make sense.
Ah, she returns. Perhaps now we can settle this.
Did you bring us a Kataya?
Or an iznik?
Here is a Kataya bowl. It is the best, of course.
There. What did I tell you?
Thank you, young woman. Now we can turn our attention to more important things, like those fountains we were discussing earlier.
Monsieur Poirot? Let me pass.
Her Excellency has lost her parasol. We are searching for it to protect her from the sun, you see.
Don't speak to me like that. I represent the express company.
You represent them badly, Fräulein, with that tone. For better, you should be attempting to aid one of your passengers. Her Excellency has lost her parasol. We are searching for it to protect her from the sun, you see.
I expect she can buy another somewhere nearby.
A parasol fit for a princess? Here, I think not.
I appeal to you, Princess. Please, let me pass.
Have you by chance seen my parasol? I've lost it. I can't think where I left it.
I haven't seen it. I'm sorry.
If you could help us look for it. I am not as mobile as I was at your age, and Schmidt would rather fast than make an adequate search. I would be very grateful.
Buckets of dried figs, apricots, dates, raisins, and mulberry. What is that goat eating? Could this be the parasol?
But yes, Dankeschön, Fräulein. If Your Excellency pleases, we should board the train.
I still must buy a bracelet for my arthritis, Schmidt. There is ample time yet for the train. Let this helpful young woman pass.
Oh, please, European miss. I have the train to Calais to catch, but I am so turned about in here. The heat, the foreign peoples. I pray for a guide, but it's frivolous and weak, and I know, and God rightly does not grant these prayers. I'm with the train company. I can give you directions. Directions? Oh, no. No. I am doing very poorly with directions. Please, show me the way, or I am becoming lost forever. Very well, but I'm in a hurry. Please, try to keep up. Oh, thank you. Yes, take me to the train, please. I must not be missing the train that leaves Istanbul on this day. I am Greta Olsen, matron to a small missionary school near the port of Gemlik. I nurse and instruct the children who have lost their way.
Hector, make sure the statue is safely on board before departure.
Yes, Mr. Ratchet.
Who do they sell this pottery to?
Tourists, I expect.
Huh. Well, at least the dust looks authentic.
Excuse us, please.
Well, hello.
Please, do not be stopping us. The train will be leaving without me.
French, right? Are you traveling with us this evening?
Yes, will you pardon us?
What's the rush? We have plenty of time. Fellow passengers and all. Plenty of time to get acquainted.
I am an official of the train line with official business to see to.
Sounds very official. I like it when your eyes get all stormy like that.
Mr. Ratchet.
Did you hear a squeak?
If you don't let us pass immediately, I will see that you never travel on this line again.
Not that I think you could make that stick, but I'm willing to continue our chat later. Mary.
Not now. Not now. When it's all over, when it's behind us, then...
Well, what are you waiting for? Don't let us stand in your way.
Tickets, please. No one may board the train without a ticket.
I must be making an inventory of my possessions. Everything. It gets lost.
But I must travel this evening to London. It is of the most importance. My friend, Monsieur Bou, director of the line, assured me of a room aboard the Calais coach.
I am sorry, monsieur. It is incredible. It is off-season, yet the world elects to travel tonight. Not a single room remains.
Pardon me, messieurs. I'm Antoinette Marceau from the Istanbul office.
Are you quite well, Mademoiselle Marceau? You are flushed and winded.
I'm fine, really. It was something of a chore to catch up to the train.
But the train, it does not move.
Mademoiselle, please tell the gentleman the Calais coach is full.
What is your name?
Pierre Michel, mademoiselle.
I've seen your name on reports. Your record with the company is excellent.
Thank you, Mademoiselle Marceau. I always strive to do my very best for my passengers.
Then strive now, Michel.
Perhaps Monsieur could sit up in the salon car for the beginning of this journey?
Please give Monsieur Poirot room 16.
It is taken, mademoiselle.
But number 16 is always kept in reserve for such emergencies.
Nevertheless, tonight it is occupied by an American gentleman, a Monsieur Hardman.
He does not sound like someone to be trifled with.
We must find a room for Monsieur Poirot.
Mademoiselle, if I could construct an additional compartment, I would.
Let me see your passenger manifest, please.
I have an extra plan of the Calais coach with all the passengers listed. Take it by all means. As you can see, every room is filled.
There are extra beds.
Only 2. In Mr. McQueen's room, but he has paid for a single. And Miss Olsen's room, but I hardly think Monsieur Poirot.
No, merci. I would not think of it.
Of course.
Good day, monsieur. Monsieur Poirot, I place myself entirely at your service.
You know Poirot?
Who would not recognize the most famous detective in the world?
You are very kind, mademoiselle.
I have a passion for crime.
You enjoy the study of it, I hope, not the committing.
Oh, the study, the gathering of clues, the questioning of suspects.
Merely what the Americans call the footwork.
Legwork, I believe, monsieur.
As you say, I prefer the detection that occurs here. The little grisels.
My scrapbook contains many accounts of your cases. That mysterious affair at Styles, the death of Roger Ackroyd, the noted businessman, Lord Edgware's murder. Give Monsieur Poirot my room. I will be quite comfortable in the salon car.
Mademoiselle, Poirot, he will not hear of such a thing.
I insist. I will not compromise the hospitality of the train.
Oh, if I must turn you out, why then you will stay in the room of Miss Olsen. I am sure she will not mind when she learns of your sacrifice.
No, really, it isn't necessary.
No. Poirot has spoken. The matter, it is settled.
I will speak to the lady at once.